Today's homework for Tuesday is we have 3 of our problems. We have a multiplying with decimals problem, we have a GCF problem, and we have an LCM problem. So let's start with multiplying decimals. Now we know that the only time we line up a decimal is when we add and subtract decimals. So when we multiply decimals, we do not line up the decimals. Instead, we put the longest decimal first, the longest number first, the number with the most digits. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits and 1, 2 digits. So that means that our first number is what's going to go on top. All right, so we're also going to count how many decimal places we have in all. So I have 1, 2, 3 decimal places in all. I'm going to make a note about that. So we said our first number is going to go on top. So I have 1, 7, 6, 9, 6. I don't even include that decimal in there because I've made a note of it right here. Times 1, 4. All right. 4 times 6 is 24. So 4, carry the 2. 4 times 9. That's right, 36 plus 2 is 38. 4 times 6 again is 24 plus 3 is 27. 4 times 7 is 28 plus 2 is 30. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 3 is 7. All right, we're done with that place. So we can't put anything else in the 1 spot. So what we do since we're done with that spot is we put a 0 right there and we're done with all those. So 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times 9 is 9, 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times 7 is 7, 1 times 1 is 1. Now we get to add them all up. 4 plus 0 is 4, 8 plus 6 is 14, carry my 1, 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 7 is 17. 7, 14, 2. All right, we're not done. We need to put our decimal in here somewhere. We said we have 3 total decimal places. 1, 2, 3. So that's what we need in our final answer. So we start over on the right. 1, 2, 3, decimal. So our final answer is 247 and 744 thousandths is our answer. All right. It says, our next problem says, list the factors of 12 and 16. Circle the GCF. So list the factors. Remember, factors are few. It's the numbers that multiply together to give us our product. So what are the numbers that multiply to give us 12? Well, listing factors, I always start with the number 1 and itself. Then I test for 2. We know that 12 is even, so then it's divisible by 2. So 2 times 6 is 12. All right, so now I'm going to try 3. Does 3 times something equal 12? Well, according to my divisibility rules, if I add these up, so 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 is a multiple of 3, so I know 3 is going to work. So 3 times what equals 12? 4. Now there's not a number between 3 and 4, so we know we're done. Okay? Now moving to 16, same process. We start with 1 in itself. Then we test 2. Since it's even, we know 2 is going to work. We test 3. 1 plus 6 is 7, and 7 is not a multiple of 3, so 3 is not going to work. We know that 4 times 4 is 16. 5 will not work because there's not a 5 or a 0 in the 1's place. 6 will not work because we don't have 2 and 3. And then 7 is not going to work. So these are all the ones we have. So now that we've listed the factors, we need to circle the greatest common factor. So what's the greatest number they have in common? They both have 1, they both have 2, they both have 4, but they don't both have these numbers over here. So the greatest number they have in common is 4. All right, now over here we're going to list the multiples of 5 and 7 and circle the LCM. So the multiple means multiply. So I'm going to list my multiples of 5. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to list my 7s. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49. All right. What's the smallest number they have in common? Well, really the only number they have in common is 35. So that's our least common multiple. So that's our homework for tonight. Make sure that you showed all of your work as well, or if you're just trying to check your answers, make sure you check it as well.